We open with German filmmaker Robert Wien's psychological tale of terror that drips with shadow. At a carnival in Germany, Francis and his friend Alan encounter the crazed Dr. Caligari. The men see Caligari showing off his somnambulist, Cesar, who the doctor claims can see into the future. Shockingly, Cesar then predicts Alan's death, and by morning, this chilling prophecy has come true, starting a domino effect for even more murders. What makes this film an essential viewing, you may ask? The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is the poster child for the German Expressionistic movement. If you've watched our last video covering the 1910s and Gothic horror, you can see the similarities that Eerie Tales has with Caligari and how the film plays with light and shadow. This is the appeal to Caligari. The set is not just lit with light and shadow, but it's painted on as well. The world in which the characters resides is twisted and distorted. If you pay close attention, you don't see a single straight line in this film.
First time in Ireland.
My folks came here for their honeymoon. Always wanted to come back.
Novelist Owen Ballman, played by Adam Scott, retreats to a remote Irish inn to scatter his parents' ashes. Along the way, he's consumed by a tale of a witch that haunts the honeymoon suite and the disappearance of one of the inn staff. Today we are talking about the 2026 supernatural horror film Hokum, written and directed by Damian McCarthy. Let's get into it. I gotta sit there and say, this film is number one on my list for the best horror film of 2026. We're only so far into the year, and I'm already throwing it out there. I have not had so much fun with a horror film in such a long time, especially a modern horror film. I really did enjoy Nosferatu back in Christmas of 2024. That was really, really fun. It hit the nostalgic marks of the Gothic love as well as just the love for Nosferatu. But again, that's like a remake, where this feels a lot more refreshing. Woo! Hello, folks. Oh, you know what? I've had everything all set up and done except for, like, you know, propping my my microphone up. All right. I think we're professionals today. We are professionals. How are you doing, Plague? I'm sorry. Seeing your name, I'm all like, how goes it, buddy? I was like, do I know you? What it is I didn't click to what your, I guess your in real life real name is compared to your Twitch name. But hi, Danny. How are you doing today, lovely? I have like 2 sets of chat off over here. Yeah, I'm like over here. I'm like, who is this? Yeah, like no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, who is this? Let me get a super chat going, because you know what, we're gonna start just a small super chat. You know, I like to try to, you know, see where these goes, but we do have a goal created for a super chat to kind of help support. You know, you don't have to donate or anything. You don't have to do a super chat or whatever it is, or like a membership sign up. Like, you know, you don't have to if you can't and everything, or don't want to. But you know, I appreciate the support. How am I doing? You're finishing up this coding on the last 2. You got this. How am I doing today? I am tired. And I was going to go get coffee, but I got wrapped up in a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was like, I should go get coffee because I'm tired. I doubled up my melatonin last night, and yeah, that did nothing to me except for in the morning it just made me just very, very drowsy, and I was like, oh, I got to get up. I got to do laundry. I recorded a video today, so pat on my back and everything. I'm working on Christmas content. God, it's only August.
But believe it or not, Christmas will be here in less than 4 months, so it'll be here before you know it. Hi Tizzy, how are you doing? I don't know if you're still streaming, but welcome in, Tizzy. But yeah, no, it's been a very busy, very productive day here. This is the first week too that we're doing 2 streams in 1 week. So if you guys are watching post live, you guys can catch me Mondays and Friday nights at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You just finished, can't raid you. That yeah, I know that's the one thing you can't. Okay, this should help. Thank you, Plague. So it limits the confusion. Because I was about to say, I was like, I know that's not my niece's YouTube channel and everything, but I hope you enjoyed stream, Tizzy. I hope that you and Sis had some good matches. I know I was hearing Sis earlier, but yeah, no, I've just had a busy day. How has everyone's day been? I hope everyone's been doing good. We're gonna do a little bit later here in the stream. We're gonna attempt to do polls. Again, I am still super brand new to YouTube streaming, even though I've been doing this since December. But usually I would do either one live stream a month, or I would do a very, very short live stream, but not really kind of sit there and get to play with some of the tools that YouTube gives you as a live streamer. It's been almost a whole year, and I'm like, it's like, how does this work again? How does this do? Also, too, I think you guys, this is my first stream with a whole brand new backdrop, because beforehand you guys saw my bed and my front door. So I noticed this. I was like, oh, this is the first time. So yeah, you guys get to kind of look at my collection, my book collection. You know, I got my Marvel comic stuff. I have an unfinished Apothecary. It's actually right here, but the box for the rest of the pieces here. I got some film noir, Kubrick. You know, I have my Black Cat statue from my student film that you guys can watch on the channel. You know, it's called The Black Cat. I believe it's the oldest video here on the channel. My Joe Bob Briggs stuff. You guys actually can't sit there and see it because it's cut off here, but I actually do have a Joe Bob Briggs action figure off over here on the bulletin board. But yeah, no, you guys now have stuff to look at in the background that's not just my bed and my busy schedule that you guys could sometimes see. God, this feels so weird. I don't feel like I'm very much professional Gothic here today. Oh, that's the wrong thing. God, I really need to change Throwback Cinema because I haven't been that in a while. But if you guys do not know who I am, I know I'm pretty late on this, but my name is James Howe, aka the Gothic Storyteller. You guys can call me Gothic for short. But I am a screenwriter and content creator over here on YouTube and the rest of the socials. Oh my God, Tizzy, you're being weird again. But yeah, I write. I make video essays. I make list videos. I do film reviews of the sorts. Today we're actually going to sit there and talk about a film that I was struggling so hard with. And I know I've been kind of complaining about it for like the last couple of weeks of I've been trying to really write this review, but I really don't know what all to sit there and say about it, because really the only thing I could really walk away from this movie is the character. And really, if we sit here, if we're being realistic here, we talk about character without really retreading everything. I don't really sit there and feel like that's really not really a video kind of worth making, at least for me. I have yet to sit there see anyone talk about 2 character dynamics in a movie that is like past the 5-minute mark. And I really actually want to throw, you know, myself an actual big challenge. And I'm still trying to, I still catch myself that I'll open up the Backrooms document. And I was like, maybe I can write the script, maybe next year or something like that. But no. How's my kitten doing? Aw. But yeah. First things first, since we kind of got the really weird, awkward intro out of the way, channel updates. So, of course, I've been pushing for partner, but if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. That's fair. But I have made mention of this. So when it comes out Friday, maybe it's probably better said there from what I've written. on the film column thing, but I do plan to change up the channel a bit more come the new year. So I will not always release 2 videos a month. My plan is to actually release a video a month, but with me doing live streams, I do believe that I can sit there and balance it out where technically it does still come out as 2 videos per month, as well as some shorts and everything from that. But yeah, like I kind of feel like I got lost in the whole rat race thing of grinding for the numbers for the partnerships. I was chasing vanity numbers, and I got lost in, well, why did I want to be a YouTube creator? And I'm like, well, you know what? It really wasn't the Joe Blow guys. Like, you know, I love those dudes to death and everything, but you know, it wasn't them or any of the, you know, sites that just do either movie reviews or like listicle videos, which there's actually some of them that it doesn't even feel like it's a list video. It's just a really, really good genre essay. And hopefully one day I can actually reach that, that pinnacle. But it just felt feeling like I was mimicking them and not quite so much being myself. And it really made me kind of go back to when I did the Barbara Still video, even though technically I was mimicking Turner Classic Movies and how like they would do like little mini biography things, but I feel like that had a lot more of my spirit within there, because I really do adore Barbara Steele. I love her style of acting, and you know, just the films that she's in, they're all beautiful, visually stunning, by wonderful directors and other filmmakers who have helped make those visions come to life. And I told myself, you need to get back to there. Like, you did good with the 60s, because apparently here on YouTube, I guess the 60s films don't get talked enough, the 60s and 70s. So going back and looking at some of my videos, I realized that I actually made something that felt like me, and then kind of came a point where I stopped making videos that felt like me. There were videos that had my opinions and had my thoughts and it had my research in it, but I kind of felt like it didn't have my soul completely in it. And there's been a few of those videos I've gone back to, and I was like, oh, like I should have mentioned this. I should have talked about that. And I don't think I'm going to sit there and upload. Gothic horror films of the decade has been a complete different learning curve for me that I completely appreciate. Next week, I actually start working on the finale. I work on the 50s. I can't believe here we are, you know, here. And I'm already wrapping up one show the way that I want to, at least. Not like with the Hammer stuff, but thankfully enough, next week, whenever I make the video, that will be covering actually a bunch of Hammer stuff. I am thinking about potentially covering it in a different way as well, to where, you know, I give my Hammer fans that are here on the channel, I give them the Hammer stuff first, and then I kind of give, you know, it's like, hey, here's some extra, you know, movie recommendations that come from this decade that I do think is essential. Because originally this was going to evolve into a series called The Essentials, but then I realized, oh, that's kind of turning into a listicle video series. I did not want that. That's not what I wanted. So yeah, next year you're probably going to sit there and only get one video a month, outside of the months that I plan to do exclusive videos for. So you'll get 2 videos per month and a live stream and shorts. I know I told myself I was going to stop doing shorts, but apparently shorts are doing something to my channel. It's pushing other shorts, but also too, it's like, oh wow, I can actually see where like it's given me other information that I feel like I very much need. And when I stopped doing it, it stripped me of that information. If you're a YouTuber, maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to like when your audience is quote unquote on at the most time, so you know when to deliver your content to that. But I'm still going to be posting stuff at 5 o'clock at night regardless. I kind of feel like that's a sweet spot for me. It's posting at 5, going live at 5, releasing videos at 5. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Plague. But yeah, no. I kind of have 2 new series essentially coming out next year. One of them I did tease and mention about it last stream, where it's Price on Films. And Jessica Jones is so far the only person, to my knowledge. Yes, I think she's the only person that I've actually shared the entire first season. 5 episodes. One thing about my new schedule change is like, even though like the majority of the year is pretty much going to be like 1 video per month or so, or the occasional 2, the holidays, October, November, December, that schedule is not changing whatsoever. Like I don't want to say I'm doubling up on videos, but like those are going to be the bulk of where I'm going for, is a lot of Halloween content, a lot of noir Gothic stuff for Noirvember, and obviously, you know, ghost stories and other wonderful wintertime horror for December. So I have my plans, and I plan to really sit there and make sure that, you know, if you guys stick with me throughout the majority of the year, it's like the end of the year is where it's going to pay off, because that's where the price stuff is going to pop up more. It's October all the way to December, as well as other stuff that I was thinking about sharing it with you guys today, but I was like, I'll hold on the exact details of it. But we're going to go back to where I want this channel to be, as it feels a little bit more like me. There's more video essays from other channels that I really do enjoy, like Ryan Hollinger. I really enjoy that dude's amazing, if you guys haven't seen it. Or Matt Draper. I love Matt Draper. Matt's probably got to be one of my favorite video essayists on this platform. Nando V Movies, or the Nando Cut, whichever channel. It's all run by the same guy. Those are awesome. And then there is this other guy who does not get enough praise, so I'm doing a huge shout out. But in Shape of Shadows, oh my god, I can't believe I just bought I can't believe I just botched that channel's name. My god. Crap. I can't believe I am actually botching this YouTuber's name. Let's see. Do I actually have any of his videos on my watch list? I feel like I should. No, I actually don't. Holy hell. Let me look at the house franchise. In Praise of Shadows. There we go. In Praise of Shadows is actually a Ryan Hollinger is great. He has Welcome in Scarecrow. In Praise of Shadows, I knew I had the style thing, but in Praise of Shadows, actually, he does horror history reviews and retrospects, looking at all forms of media, from the best stuff to the worst stuff, and giving you some context to the landscape of horror history. Thanks for watching. I actually love this man's work when he does Anatomy of a Franchise, or because I think the first time I met him was Batman: The World of Gothic Horror, and that's what got me hooked onto his channel. That was 7 years ago, and I've been following this guy ever since on my first YouTube channel. But oh my god, yeah, no, this guy's amazing. I absolutely adore this creator. And Praise His Shadow. I will actually drop it here in the chat in case if you guys want to check out the YouTube channel and Praise His Shadows. But absolutely love the dude. Found out that he's actually making a short film as well, and I was like, yes. I love to sit there and see my guys, you know, my YouTube movie lovers actually branch out in the filmmaking and actually, you know, give it a shot, regardless if they're shooting for a theatrical thing or whatever. The fact that they're going outside their bubble, and they're doing something that requires an awful lot of manpower to pull off. And yeah, no, there's something there for everyone. I guarantee you. But I think that's it for channel updates. We're more in the way through, so we are going to talk about what essentially was going to be a video all by itself. So we're going to talk here first before we get into any type of gaming, but Backrooms. The Backrooms by Kane Parsons. I question myself anytime I say this name, because when I think of Kane Parsons, I'm all like, why does that sound like a name from like the 70s? But the Backrooms came out May 7th of 2026 from A24. This was written by Will Sudik and directed by Kane Parsons, who is a YouTuber, composer, filmmaker, and visual effects artist. This is based on the Backrooms by Kane, so this film builds off of a bunch of short films that Kane has made on his YouTube channels regarding the Backrooms, which is a creepypasta. To be honest, I've even told my buddy Steven, who was helping me out, it's like, I don't really have like no vested interest in doing a video that kind of covers the history of it, because to me, I feel like if the film doesn't stand on its own, the film fails regardless. Because if I have to do homework to understand a movie, I think the film fails. You should give us a Ryan Hollinger style. However, I can't do that. I can't pull off Hollinger's however. Because anytime I do it, I sound like a like a news correspondent. However, I just have a funny way of how I say words. So when I think of however, yeah, however, but yeah, no, Backrooms is essentially a story about a failed architect and an alcoholic whose marriage has dissolved into nothingness. Essentially discovers that there is a mysterious doorway that leads him into the Backrooms, which is this liminal space that doesn't really seem to have an end whatsoever. But we learn a little bit more about how this liminal space works with different people. For our buddy here, Clark and everything, he runs a furniture store, and it's kind of like the only thing that he has left in the world. And so when he discovers his Backrooms, it's pretty much an extension of what is not just work identity, but its identity as a whole. There's something obviously missing in Clark. Clark feels very much I would like to sit there and say he feels very much angry and bitter at his wife, because he had to sit there and put things on hold in order to help get her through law school. But no matter really how much he tries to phrase it, it still kind of comes off as he was still too scared regardless to go achieve the dream to be in an architecture, to try to balance both the furniture store, the architecture, and trying to, help get his wife through college. Even though she keeps like taking semesters off, when it seems like it's getting too tough. Really, it also just sounds like is a relationship that just, maybe it worked for a short time, but then it kind of came towards its natural ending. And there is a moment where his therapist, who we'll talk about later here in a bit, his therapist sits there and tells him, you're alone. You don't like to be alone. And he's like, I'm not alone. I have my coworkers. And there is this way of how he handles being alone that again goes into the Backrooms. And live chat here, try to kind of keep me on base, I guess, if I do get a little bit confusing throughout me really trying to discuss this film. Because this film, the main reason I couldn't write about it is that it's not an easy movie to write about. And I don't mean that the movie is bad. The movie is really good. It's an experience. I at first sat there and did not think it was a character-driven story. I was fucking wrong about that when I started talking to Steven, and the more I started developing it, it's like, no, this was a character study. This was a character study about someone who blames others for his failures when, Clark here, who blames his wife, blames other people for the reason why he is not what he wants to be, when it's in the end all Clark's fault for not taking the steps, the risks, everything. It's all Clark's fault. And at the end, I don't know if Clark got actually what had coming to him. The more we get closer towards the end of this film, there there's a lot of questions I have, and Backrooms gives you quite say what you say. Backrooms gives you quite a lot of questions. The fact that do they answer them is debatable, because there's still a lot of questions in this that just aren't. But we're trying our best not to focus too much on the Backrooms itself and more on the characters. Back to Clark. Clark again, he blames everyone. He brings people into the subliminal space to, for once, actually like be happy. There is a moment that Clark is actually really, really happy, and he feels like his architect degree comes in hand when he's exploring the Backrooms. But he doesn't really take in the idea of when he brings in his coworker, or his only coworker, and her boyfriend, and of what dangers could he be exposing them to going into his Backrooms. And I'll say why his Backrooms here in a moment. But he ends up having him there. They end up getting attacked. I actually think it's a very beautiful way also too how this film goes back and forth between the not live action, what would you call it? Not stock footage. Scarecrow, help me out here. What is Blair Witch? Found footage. I was able to, after having a near stroke. How it goes back and forth between found footage to the to your standard, fare of filming a narrative. And yeah, there's an eeriness. There is a, when you go to found footage, it definitely does not just add to Clark's curiosity, but it goes to the curiosity of the viewers at home. Not to say that I want to see a full Backrooms movie that is nothing but found footage. I don't, but it's just the way how it's used here. I don't know if there's been any other film before this that's actually done that very, very well. And so going back and forth, I kind of sit there and think that the camera footage that the boyfriend is recording in the Backrooms when we're in Clark's Backrooms, I think that's just how someone is perceiving what Clark is on the inside. I could be wrong about this. I could be wrong, because film is subjective, but I also want to sit there and know what is Blair Witch Project, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, all because of the suspense. Well, yeah, Blair Witch builds up a lot of that, and Backrooms does that too. Backrooms does what really good found footage films do. And quite sadly, it feels like once we lose the boyfriend and his camera, and Clark kind of pulls, the filmmakers kind of pull a Psycho where we think Clark is dead, and it's like, wow, we still have like another, I think 20 to maybe 30 minutes left of this movie. I could get in that little time stuff wrong, but you still have a whole last act of this movie to go, and your lead is dead, or what we think is dead, because he was grabbed by whatever the hell is out there in the Backrooms. He does actually run across a I'm trying to find the actual name for it. A simulacrum, which is kind of like a still life. Yeah, I guess it's like a still life, because I don't know too much about Backrooms, so it's trying to understand this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would sit there and still think, as I just read the creepypasta stuff and watch the Parsons stuff, and maybe it'll probably better explain this world as it is. And I probably would have to do that extra homework. But to me, I feel like if the movie can't explain it on its own, then I feel like that's where the movie does fail. But I don't feel like this movie is a failure whatsoever, because, I mean, people are talking about it. I'm talking about it. And I think that's where the film succeeds the most. But shifting places, we follow the therapist, Dr. Mary Klein, played by Renati Reinsiv. If I butchered it, I apologize. She apparently was a previous victim to the Backrooms from her agoraphoric mother, her being able to sit there and survive her encounters going into this liminal space as a child. And now she has a patient, which was Clark, that apparently is exploring this whole same thing. Remember, Parsons created the movie as a prequel to his YouTube series. So this is supposed to be a prequel. So that I did not know. If that's something that was apparently said through marketing, I did not pay attention to the marketing of it. I saw one movie trailer. That's it. Didn't want to watch nothing else. Because now my new rule is I only watch one trailer of anything that I'm actually really interested in, because I feel like trailers just show way too much. But once we catch up with the therapist, Dr. Mary, and then she goes into Clark's job and she comes into the back rooms, everything looks different. It's through her. How do I say it? Because I wanted to sit there and talk, I guess, like a little bit more about what I think the Backrooms really is. But it's the Backrooms through her vision. It's how she sees the liminal space. How everything is not really that dingy yellow as strong as what Clark's is, but you know, there's still a taintedness into it. And she ends up running into Clark. Clark ends up knocking her out, and she wakes up and she's tied. And we're back to like the beginning of the movie when we're introduced to Clark and Mary, where he has her tied up and he's going through this whole scripted thing on how he feels about his wife. And of course, when she mentions him being a failed architect, very much like at the beginning, he's far more explosive. I feel like I'm actually quite rushing through this. This Summerween has been so spooky. Thank you, Squidly. I hope you've been well. But yeah, I feel like I'm rushing this, but Mary is tied up. She's held against her will. Clark obviously looked like he's off his freaking rocker, but I think what it also is I think Clark is really starting to become himself. We have the simulacrums around him, which one is very female that Clark ends up scalping, and I feel like that is supposed to be a representation on how Clark views his wife. Because he had to sit there and put it on to Mary in order to do this whole scenario thing that he had in his head of him talking to his ex-wife now. And then you look at the other two and it makes you kind of wonder, what are these characters from Clark's past? Because what I can now assume is that the Backrooms is a distorted photographic image of what someone's life is or where they are in life. And so I think the still lifes of what we're seeing here, I think they're all part of Clark's past. And we obviously don't know everything about Clark. Otherwise, then we probably know who. I'm trying to actually look up what it is. It's the bearded man, the Archibald, Leland Sutter, and redheaded woman as the still life entities. So we kind of can guess what one is out of the three, which is one is Clark's wife. And then we have this entity that comes in, which looks like a giant deformed pirate, which is a far more twisted, monstrous look of how Clark sees himself when he's trying to shoot a film advertisement for his furniture store earlier in the film. That this thing is supposed to be all the ugliness. It's the alcoholic in him. It's the person filled with all the bitterness and rage towards his wife and his career. And this thing ends up taking a fucking huge bite out of Clark after Clark had freed Mary. And then Mary's like on the run trying to avoid this thing. And now that I have it in mind that this is supposed to be a prequel, I'm probably going to have to go watch Parsons' short films now. Because I keep looking at Scarecrow's message. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go look at this... at these shorts to sit there and see if any answers have been made. But Mary is able to kind of escape. She's able to use what's kind of a last vestige of a piece of her childhood and a piece of her trauma going through the Backrooms, which is like a piece of the Backrooms itself. She ends up, clocking this demonic looking Clark in the head in order to get away from him. And then she's kind of captured by the Acing Corporation people, and you have Mark Duplass's Phil kind of go through like in this whole final act, which is kind of like a post-interview, I guess, for Mary and us as the viewers of, I guess, what we have experienced through this. And for one, just a shout out, I love Mark Duplass. I love the Creep movies. I still need to watch the Creep tapes. If you haven't seen those movies, go watch them. They are fan-fucking-tastic. And I know I've been swearing a lot. I've like noticed, like, wow, I'm really swearing a lot. But fan-fucking-tastic of a movie series. I think that there was a third one, if I remember correctly, or maybe it's just the 2 films and then it's the Creep tapes, but I definitely know I've seen the first 2. The second one is completely wild because I'm like over here, it's like, oh, well, what is there to make? It's like this movie kind of outdid its gimmick. I mean that in a really, really good way. And then I watched 2 and I was like, wow, that was smart. I like that. It understood what it was and it was still able to surprise me a lot. But we get to Mary, and then by the end of this film, we get what looks like Mary has now become a part of the Backrooms. And upon first viewing, I had no clue what I had no clue what that ending was. It's like we were introduced to this Clark character who ends up dying throughout it, and we have this therapist chick who has previously been through and survived this, and now she hasn't survived. And when talking to Steven, which I kind of feel like I should have had Steven on the show when talking about this, because I definitely feel like this is something that me and Steven could easily tackle with another person in my ear, is that I think the Backrooms, once more, as I mentioned, is a twisted, distorted memory that I guess you could kind of sit there and say it's like almost like AI. AI is trying to replicate a memory in your head, but it can't really accurately do that. So you have like these really weird still lifes that don't look human, and they don't look normal. They don't look real. They just look like either a child's drawing or something trying to understand what our memory tells us. It's just distorted. That's the only thing I can really describe it. And for me, I think that final image where we see Mary as a still life, I don't think that that's Mary. What I think is that is the last vestige of Clark, how Clark views his therapist. Mary has some depth, but I feel like we don't really get to know her too much outside of she's a survivor and she's living with the trauma. And then even when she does face Clark, she does kind of have like this moment where, you know, she says like, I don't think I can save anyone, which is something to really say because she's a therapist, and therapists kind of tend to help people. I wouldn't say save people, but they're able to kind of help people save themselves. And maybe with that statement too, maybe also instead of it being Clark, maybe it's how Mary sees herself. Maybe that's Mary's entity, where Clark is like the distorted, you know, evil pirate furniture salesman. Maybe Mary just sees herself as that still life. I thought the still life Mary was supposed to show that part of Mary has been either left behind or taken and now belongs to the Backrooms. Not that she didn't survive. That, yeah, that could work too, where, you know, kind of like what I just said, where we saw how Clark viewed himself, that Mary kind of views herself as like this person falling apart. And that's the piece of the Backrooms has taken away from her as she has gotten out. Which again, this film to me does what I think any successful film should be doing. It should have a conversation, have you try to sit there and solve and figure this out, because I feel like it kind of gives you like a little bit of like an outline or a blueprint. They're like, see, this is how this is supposed to go. Get a good look at it, and then it burns the blueprint and it tells you, now try to remember what you just saw, that you just read or whatever, and from out of your memory, try your best to reconceive what you had just learned. That's kind of what I view this movie to be. And yeah, I think that's it. I feel better now just kind of getting it out there, other than like wondering, it's like, oh, like I could have did a video on this. I feel better actually doing this. If you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure I just dropped a whole litany of spoilers on you, so you'll be like, well, crap, but definitely watch it. Don't go in thinking it's a normal narrative film, because it sure as shit is not. It's not a normal narrative film. It definitely does something on its own, and I think it's actually a really, really good way to cap out May of this year. I think May is probably delivered uh I'm looking at right now. I think this film kind of closed out May for horror films very, very well. I'm actually trying to look for box office. Oh God, that's bright. You spoiled it. Oh, okay, Tizzy. Oh well. Obviously, Obsession I think did like an extra 20 million more dollars compared to Backrooms, but I still think Backrooms is number 3 for me. Where we have Hokum for number 1 if you've been watching my reviews, then Obsession for number 2. Backrooms is definitely a number 3. These are the top 3 horror movies for me that came out this year, and they all came out within the span of the month. I think May had like a lot of really good, interesting films because you had like Michael, then Devil Wears Prada 2, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Grogu, which pass. I kind of feel like after watching season 2 of Mandalorian Grogu and then watching what was that one that was Mandalorian 2.5? The Book of Boba Fett. I kind of felt like I fell out of left field with that. Mortal Kombat 2, I think is a very, very fun video game adaptation. I think I prefer this one over the first one. Sheep Detectives, I've heard good things about it. Super Mario Galaxy, same thing, heard good things about it. Project Hail Mary, I've been told that is a much see. Obsession and Backrooms both have scalping it. Yes, they do. They do. Hokum, again, I love that one. Passenger, this one is the young couple witness a gruesome highway incident. They soon realize they did not leave the crash scene alone, and a demonic presence called the Passenger won't stop until it claims them. But okay, so this is another horror film I did not even know came out, called The Passenger. So now I got to go check that one out. Billie Eilish had a concert movie, The Breadwinner, The Love Booster, Top Gun Maverick got re-released. Pressure, In the Gray, Animal Farm, Is God Is, Deep Water, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I'm going to pass on that. That's Evil Dead. That is essentially Evil Dead, but in mummy form. The Drama, Tuner, they apparently re-released Shrek, The Story of Everything, Hoppers, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the movie. Box Office Mojo has like a whole bunch of really weird ones. I'm trying to look for all the new ones. I know Scary Movie got released in May, and it's a funny one-time watch. After that, everything else, I feel like you could easily go watch this on TikTok now. I did not sit there and believe that it was going to be the movie that Gen Zers were going to cancel. Like, the marketing for this, I feel like the marketing for Scary Movie 6 really kind of fucking killed it. Because they're like, I don't know. I guess they're trying to sell it as like, we're going back to the way comedies used to be. And I saw this, and I think this is not the way comedies used to be. Comedies back then actually had better structure in this. And I still stand on here. Scary Movie 2 is still the best film entry in the franchise. I don't even put number 1 up in the top. It's like, I do 2, 3, maybe 1. Maybe I'll put 1 there. And then I have 6, and then 4, and then I have 5 at the back because I did not even bother seeing 5. If you weren't going to have Anna Faris and all them in, yeah, because I don't think they were in 5. I watched The Mummy, absolutely recommend skipping it. My mom told me, it's like, oh, but it's so good. I was like, but Mom, it feels like a Evil Dead film. This does not, I do not like the last 2 Universal remakes that they have done, where they've done The Mummy and then they've done The Wolfman, and they just don't really feel like Universal horror monsters. They definitely feel like a modern day interpretation, but like it's almost as if the original never existed, and so they're just trying to make something completely new out of something familiar and old. And to me, I kind of feel like, look, if you're gonna remake Universal's Mummy, I know what to expect from this. If you're gonna remake Universal's the Wolfman, I know what to expect from this. Just give me what was been given. I enjoyed the Mark Johnston 2010 Wolfman. I think that was fantastic. And I don't think that it was superior to the original one, but I would do a double feature just to watch both of them back to back. They are great films all in their own right. The recent one that Blumhouse did, I don't know why they made their Wolfman look like a crack addict, but they did. So strangely, yeah. So I was going to mention that. So you have Universal's, The Mummy with Boris Karloff, and then you have the Karras mummies that followed afterwards, because those were a different mummy compared to the original. You have those films, and then you go from that to 1999, I believe, Universal The Mummy, which made it more of a swashbuckling action horror film. It worked because you still got the horror aspect to it. Like those scarabs made me be afraid that any kind of insect can get underneath my skin. Sold me right there on the horror, got me some really good comedy one-liners, got me some really, really good action from Brendan Fraser, and I'm happy that we're getting a Mummy 4 from Brendan Fraser. I prefer that over whatever the hell Lee Cronin made. I really do. Because just watching the trailer, it does not feel like a Mummy film. It just doesn't. It feels like Mummy roots, maybe Mummy adjacent. Does not feel like Universal's The Mummy. And I know that this feels like I'm judging it just by solely trailer alone, not wanting to watch it. But if the trailer has turned me off that far away to the point that it's like, I don't even want to watch it. It is what it is. But I did enjoy the remake of The Invisible Man that Blumhouse had done. I really like that one where they made it where this guy's like a psychopath with like a scientific suit that makes him invisible, and he's abusing his ex-girlfriend, and he's hiding and making her look crazy in her own home. And I enjoyed what they did for that, instead of going the traditional route of like, oh, it's a mad scientist, injects himself or drinks whatever. Hollow Man, I think, also did another really good adaptation. I don't know though if that's a Universal film. Lee Cronin made a Mummy movie that almost entirely takes place in Arizona that is also a body horror with one scene of body horror. Waste of time. Wow. Well, then I definitely... You saved me, 90 minutes of my life? That I could go watch probably... I could spend that time to watch Sorority Babes at the Slimeball Bolorama. And I know I mentioned that, there's some horror movies that are trash, but sometimes I do really enjoy some really good trash horror films. And Sorority Babes at the Slimeball Bolorama is one of the great ones. That one and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't know though if you call that trash. That movie's over 2 hours. Jesus, ain't nothing wrong with trash. Exactly. HH here ended up showing me that apparently they're doing another Attack of the Killer Tomatoes movie. I didn't even know that there were... I knew that there was Attack, and then I think there was Revenge. Did not know that apparently there was a whole litany of these other films. And I knew that there was a animated kids show. Don't ask me why they ever thought, what children love? Killer Tomatoes. There's 5 of them. Yeah. So one day I'm just going to have to sit there, turn my film review filmmaking brain off, and just enjoy some Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Maybe Chopping Mall. I really enjoy Chopping Mall. That whole scene where like that one chick gets like a laser beam straight to like her neck and her whole head blows up is just like, mwah. It's chef's kiss. I guess my thing is I guess I do have a certain limit when it comes to trash. If it's at least fun and entertaining, I'll watch it. But if it's not, then it's like, ugh. But again, film is subjective. We all love what we think is trash, what we don't think is trash. So I always remind myself that film is it's all in your taste. Killer Sofa is fun trash. I've never heard of that. Or Lamageddon. Those are some interesting titles. But you know what? I love Rubber. If you guys haven't seen that one, It's essentially just a film about a sentient tire. It's a sentient tire that goes around, blows up squirrels, and kills people. And apparently the more that it kills, the stronger it gets, and the more it evolves like it's a freaking Pokemon. Oh, I love Sharknado. I don't know, though, if I call that trash, though. I think that's sci-fi monster of the week kind of movie. I've seen Teeth. Yeah. Velocipaster. Yeah, that's definitely one I will never... I've watched that movie. I will never watch that movie ever again. Oh my god. Still a good, fun trash film, though. I was working at Universal when they filmed Sharknado 3. I think you told me about that one, Scarecrow. I think you told me about that one. We're obviously have passed the waypoint for Backrooms, so I'm gonna take this image off. But is that what I'm reading it? Latulas? Lava Latulas? What is that supposed to be like a HH, help me out here. That's a very... What is a lava Latulas? Sounds like I'm saying like lower the tools, but like in a very funny way. Lava the tools? Lava the tools! Oh, okay. Lava Latula. I think it's supposed to be like tarantula. Lava. Yeah. Lava tarantulas. Yeah. Interesting. And it has the kid from freaking from the Sandlot. The oh my god. I don't know my sports very well, but he's the umpire. There we go. He was a kid that played the umpire position. With that being said, we're going to take a real good quick break. I'm going to go refill my water. And we're going to boot up some Retro Rewind. Because today is actually going to be the last time I stream it for a bit. I'm going to take a break. Next Monday, we're actually doing a full movie talk. And this Friday, we're actually playing a different film-related video game called The Executive. So I will be right back. It's a spin-off of Sharknado. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I will be right back, folks.
We finish off the tale of Frankenstein with James Wells returning to make his magnum opus. Picking up where Frankenstein left off, Henry Frankenstein is coerced into helping Dr. Pretorius into replicating his experiment and creating life. Meanwhile, the creature attempts to survive in a world that has rejected him. Eventually, the creature demands a mate from his creator. Bride of Frankenstein stands as the best of James Wells' works, and I would say the best work from Boris Karloff in the 1930s. I bet you were wondering when Tim Burton was going to hit on this list. Most moviegoers know Tim Burton's style in filmmaking to be dark and dreary, like an Edgar Allan Poe story. But film historians see this style to be birthed from the German Expressionism movement in the early 1920s. What makes this film take this spot on our list? Sleepy Hollow is everything made for Gothic horror enthusiasts. Science versus the supernatural, the conscious and unconscious at war over the masses, with greed, corruption, and revenge at the rotten core. We've already established how Burton's work builds from the German Expressionistic movement. The world of Sleepy Hollow feels like a nightmare from a twisted mind. There is a trance to it that also makes you feel comfortable to be in this world as well. Lastly, Johnny Depp's performance as Ichabod Crane can't go unnoticed. Switching from a teacher with a love for ghost stories to a skeptic constable really works for this adaptation. Add in the trauma from his childhood with his mother being persecuted for witchcraft, you understand the character's battle against the paranormal, all the while somewhat fascinated with it. This film has a lot going on within the 88-minute runtime. There's a few laughs, some decent action, and great scares. This felt like a horror adventure that I would come to expect from a Mummy movie and more. Despite the fight with the censors, I would gladly tell folks who want to watch Hammer's Mummy franchise to start with this film. It's fun and it has a bit of everything for everyone.
All right, we are back. Hopefully you guys didn't hear the game go on. Oh, okay, good. So we are back, folks. I legit, Adam, I legit had to like go walking down the stairs as I'm refilling my water, or to go refill my water. And I had to like figure out how did I not pick that up? Lava lantula. I was like, that had to have been a mouthful. AO. To try to sit there and pitch at people.
Ooh.
Wow, 2 out of 3. Yeah, I felt like an idiot, and then I was telling my brother, I was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this spin? Like, you've seen Sharknado, right?" He's like, I've seen bits." I was like, "You ever heard of the spin-off Lava Lantula?" And he just kind of like, "All right." That was like, it's like, yeah, no, it's. Oh, hold on. I think it's an equipment. All right, so I just bought 3. Oh, that's right. I can only carry 1 at a time. All right, so we are going... Did I buy 4? Holy hell. All right, well, we have enough. Based on the studio that made it, the pitch was probably just an 8. Yeah. Well, like, I think, what was it? Sharknado, I believe, was... Sharknado, I think, was just like a pitch and I think a movie poster, which, you know, that's not uncommon because, you know, back then Roger Corman used to sit there and get jobs where it's like, all we have is the poster and the name and you have to make a movie based on the poster, like Chopping Mall. Even though Chopping Mall has like a, it has like what you were probably thinking, like a supernatural slasher feel. And then when they made the movie, it was about a bunch of killer janitor robots that, you know, went off the deep end. You know, that's all that they were. And And that's fair. I'm a fountain of useless information. You know this. I would not sit there and say it was useless information. The cake slain in combat. Interesting. Oh. Apparently that's a fantasy film. That's basically what Goosebumps was. They all had cover and title. Yeah, and then like the Goosebumps, yeah. Because, you know, not all of them were written by R.L. Stine, but they were made to be written in his style. Which, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's a terrible, like, you know, trying to amass a whole catalog, but at the same time, it does kind of make you seem like, I guess, I don't think it's disingenuous. Watch out. What are we watching out for? Huh? Did someone shove you? Did you shove her, sir? What is this watch out? I had no clue what he just had to say. Something about the farmer and the crystal ball? The farmer's evil crystal ball. Oh. I do not know why a farmer has a crystal ball, but yeah, I guess we'll find out by the end of this movie. How is everyone doing, though, by the way? We're doing another checkup because we know we got some new faces in here. How is everyone doing? How was your Monday? Do you have anything interesting to share? Can I rent a VHS player? I don't know. Can you rent one? I'm going to be that guy.
Oh.
Alright. Yep. Pay it. Pay it up. Pay it up. Don't you... Alright, thank you for returning. Oh my god. And I have not forgotten. Hi, Nova. How are you doing? You're finally able to catch one of my streams. Vacation starts today. Hell yeah. I was wondering why, like, out of nowhere, you were messaging me at the time that you did. And I'm like... I was like, I guess work must be slow today. The Queen Behind the Mask.
Ooh.
That actually looks more like a horror film, but okay. The Toy Maker's Couch.
Whoa.
One shot, one sculpture, and then the Bomb Space Racer. Interesting. Oh no, I was at work for the messages. My brain wouldn't shut off today. Oh man. I feel that. I feel that tremendously. Let's see. Today is Wednesday, so we are going to get a new movie tomorrow. And it looks like we have prom night, so 75% movie romance movie rentals. Interesting. So we're going to try to finish this week off. We're going to try to get from Wednesday all the way here to Saturday, folks. Unless I do not know if the okay, so the goal did end. I really do hate that they don't tell you when the goal does not end exactly. All right, what do you need, sir? All right, here you go. Here's your movie. We definitely did not get a lot of foot traffic. Or prom night. You watched the movie Prom Night? Yeah? That has some romance into it. Depending on which version you watch, the Jamie Lee Curtis one or the remake. It's a roll. Well, you know, I never went to prom. I only partaked in one dance during my years in high school. And that was it. It was awkward. I did not like it. My date's friend screamed at me because I wasn't dancing with my date immediately once getting there. So, yeah, no. I never thought, oh, I like to go to prom and get screamed at. Like, you know. Did not help whatsoever. I wouldn't sit there and say, I wouldn't even give it a rating. I was just scared. I was frightened. I was like, why is she screaming at me? We just got here. Like, though we weren't really like just got there, but you know, I was awkward. It was like my very first dance. Never again. Never again. I never had that bug ever to go to another prom. Gothic only partook in one dance, and it was a safety dance. You know what? Yeah, you know what? If I heard that song, yeah, I would probably then would have actually danced. I realize that's also a Fall Out Boy song, so no. But yeah, no. That was the only time that Gothic ever went to a dance, and it was the worst. It was absolutely the worst. I do not recommend it. Dances scare me. Not that, like, I'm afraid to dance or anything, but, like... Yes, I'm organizing my porn collection. Can I say that on Twitch? I don't know. I just did. Don't flag me, Twitch. It's a video game. And it's a video game you can't play on stream. But, we can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well... I think that was the dance? All I remember was, I think in the music video, like, as aggressive as I think they went, I was like, you can still poke someone's eye out with that. Your school didn't have prom, but you went to 3 others? Wow. Your school was that lame? You're like, screw this. I'll go pay your rental fee. The bread behind the mask. Interesting. Gothic is afraid of the Macarena. Dude, oh my god. That one dance that I went to, they played that song 3 times. I did the first one, and I felt awkward. And then they did it again, and my date wanted me to do it. And I was like, And so I kind of did it, but, like, I didn't want to do it. And she knew the 3rd time. She's like, I'll go do it. You don't have to. And I was like, you know, it's like, there are things I do like to do, but I guess, like, in more of a public space, I just feel awkward in. And apparently that's not good enough, feeling awkward. They're like, just do it. And I'm like, I don't want to. Stop pressuring me. Dude, I got kicked out of public school and had to go to private Christian school. Oh my god. Your poor soul. Or what's left of it. The OG, fuck that remake. Of Prom Night. Prom Night. To be honest, I don't remember anything of the remake. I really don't. For the life of me, I do not recall any. I remember the original. I remember the original a lot more. And I don't think it was just because it was the first. It's like, I just think the story was better. And it's just a slasher film. Like, it's not Dances with Wolves or anything. It's nothing that spectacular. It's just a generic slasher. But somehow that was far more memorable than the slew of films that were being released, you know, constantly at that time of everything being remade. I would also laugh more if I found out you got kicked out of private Christian school and had to go to public school. I would laugh if that was the reverse scenario. Like, wow, not even Jesus wanted you. He was like, hey, like, back to the normies. It's back to the idea of trash films. Sometimes just a slasher. Yeah. And you know, that's the weird thing, because, you know, I'll get onto a film about its story. I will. I will be anal retentive about a film's story. But if it's a slasher film, I don't really care, because to me, there's not much that you don't need in it. It's you know, it's sex, kills, and some deranged old man that claims that he could stop the greater evil. Your Loomises. You know, that's pretty much all that you need in a slasher film. Oh wow, we only sold like 90 films. You're so busy in this game. What the hell do your employees do? They employ. They employ. All right, let's see. What is this new movie? pimple face. Interesting. We got a crime film. Instead of Scarface, we get pimple face. Oh, well, you know what? At least it's good because, you know, we're getting this like on a rainy day, which means we'll get more customers. Oh yeah, the tape dealer. Slosher's also needing an old guy at the gas station who says, "You're not going all the way out there, are you?" Yeah. Thanks to good old Friday the 13th, you have the ubiquitous old man trope of, "You don't go out there, you ain't gonna live." And, you know, they're just pointing aggressively at you. And it's like, bro, settle down. Like, you know, poke my eye out. You know, I'm gonna go buy me a 5 more. Something tells me go buy 5 more. Yes, I will rent that out. What was it? Dude, you came in, you called just to reserve a porno. That is some form of deviancy. It's like, dude, can you like hold on to you know, my spank film? Is that even a term? I don't even know. Pet Cemetery, don't, yeah. Don't go to the road. My great grandfather's turning 101, and I promise we watch old movies together. Do you have an old classic he might enjoy? Yeah, sure. Let me just scream at my frickin' my employee. He wants an old classic film. So you know what? We're gonna go look over here into. Oh my God, why is everyone calling all of a sudden? Do I have an old one that's like actually really good? Here you go. Don't deal with the chimp. Your grandpa's gonna love it. Oh my lord. Thank you for returning. And you go check. Okay, good. Someone broke my damn tape. The guy just found out his stepsister's in the film. Oh my god. That's gross. But you know what? That makes me sit there and think of the movie Hardcore with George C. Scott, where he finds out that his daughter did like an adult film, and like she left home. She went and like ran away from home just to go do porn, and he goes into like one of those theaters, and it's like he sees his daughter is on screen with 2 men, and he's just completely just like destroyed that he is watching his daughter do this. And I'm like, yeah, no, the horror of having to live through all that, you know, which like I have no problem with sex work. Sex work is sex work. New releases. Oh my god, dude, if you look behind you, look, there's a new release. All right, what asshole just threw my shit on the floor? All right, so they went and they dropped off, I think, more movies. We're still on the grind to try to get to like 1K. All right, sweet. Why would he watch it? So he did not know his daughter was in it. He was looking for it, and I think the guy was just looking for a place to like relieve himself. And when he went in there, it's been a while since I've seen Hardcore, so if I got it mixed up, I got it mixed up. But when he went in there, he sat there and saw that it was his daughter on screen with 2 men. And, you know, oh. Be kind, rewind, motherfucker. I'm sorry, folks. God, fucking walk out. Well, I think his whole thing was that he was gonna walk out, and then he saw the horror of his daughter on screen. And I don't know. I guess you would say that he was frozen in terror. Been a while since I've seen it, but it's one of those iconic moments of George C. Scott where he's in the movie theater and he's watching this, and you just see the horror on his face, and yeah. Just not also expecting to really talk about that movie on stream today, because that's a very extreme film. It's a very, very extreme film. I don't even know if I could review that movie on YouTube. Like, I know I couldn't show... Well, I mean, it's not like it's an erotica. It's not. It's just talking about a... an evangelical Christian who finds out his daughter ran away from home to do porn.
Oh.
Ain't enough police to watch your eyes clean. Yeah, no. Oh. That much I do agree. That much I do agree. Oh my god. You know what's a... What is a movie that I was not expecting to like it so much that I've actually watched it 3 times since this weekend, because I watched the movie this weekend. But it is a Hammer film, and I do plan to cover it, so I'll only briefly mention it so I don't get too much in a deep dive of it. But The Hounds of Baskerville, just to kind of stray away from George C. Scott in that movie. But The Hounds of Baskerville, well, I think the novel, the novel is far superior. And I'm not just saying that just because I read books, but there is a sense of sassiness that Peter Cushing has when playing Sherlock Holmes that I absolutely adore. And I'm like, why is he so sassy? Like, that's legit just the question. Why is he so sassy? And I absolutely love it. It's just the way how he plays it. He does not play it like your Benedict Cumberbatch or your, I don't know, who else played Sherlock Holmes? Gotta go full Oedipus. Oh my god. No. No Oedipus Rex for me, sir. I'll pass. Hard pass. Hard pass, and don't pass back. Never pass back. Not until at least I see you washed your hands. Oh my god. Robert Downey Jr., best Sherlock. I think it's probably the best for an action Sherlock, but best Sherlock Holmes? I don't think I've ever actually seen a Sherlock Holmes movie that I think is the definitive Sherlock. Yeah, no. Now you got me thinking. Who is a definitive Sherlock Holmes? I know it's, to Hammer fans, it's going to be Peter Cushing. For Universal, it's probably going to be Basil Rathbone. For the modern audience, it's either going to be RDJ or it's going to be Benedict Cumberbatch. Like that's just, you know, I can't help that. That's just. Hold on, ma'am. The Sad Loaf Dreams. Oh, it's a movie about me. I definitely do feel like a loaf.
Wow.
Wait, no, Will Ferrell, best Sherlock. Oh my god, I forgot he played Sherlock Holmes. Wasn't it called Homies? Wasn't that what that movie was called? Homies, but spelled like Holmes. God. You know, I think now the only Will Ferrell films I think I've ever really watched and actually loved are Elf and I think it's Old School. Holmes and Watson. Okay. I kept thinking it was called Homies. Maybe I'm thinking of something else entirely. But yeah, no, I like Elf from Will Ferrell. I like that one, and I like I think it's called Old School, and I only like it for that one scene where Will Ferrell is he what was it? He took a trank. He took a tranquilizer dart that's like meant for an animal, and he ends up like crashing into his kid's like birthday cake. Falls right into the pool, and then Sean William Scott and like the ugliest freaking Billy Ray Cyrus hairdo mullet jumps in to save him, and Will Ferrell's character is dreaming about like I think it's like his dead wife or something, or I guess like his divorced wife, and he's like dreaming of kissing her, and when it cuts to like like the day. Into reality, Sean William Scott is so freaked out that he received tongue by Will Ferrell that he kicks him back into the freaking pool. And what's his name? The Hello Darkness My Old Friend song like kicks right in. I think it's called Old School. Couldn't pay me enough money to watch a Will Ferrell movie. I think like he's a lot more funnier like in his earlier career, but if you like look at a lot of his stuff now, it's like it's all repackaged like early 2000s humor. I did like him in Step Brothers. I thought he did good in that one. My mom would never watch a Will Ferrell movie unless it's Elf. That's the only movie she'll ever watch. Because she just doesn't like his comedy. I'm just grumpy old man. We all know you are, but we still love you, HH. It's okay to be the grumpy old man. Bitch, get out of my fucking... Let me do this! Because I'm faster at it than you are. I don't know even why I hire you. Oh my god. Only Will Ferrell movie I truly like is Stranger... Oh, you know what? Okay, that's another one. Yeah, Stranger in Fiction. I actually enjoyed that one. I completely forgot about that movie. This bitch. Oh dear lord. So we have one in reserve, so that means 2, 3. Oh. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, wait, I don't remember buying enough to fill all that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, I have 20. I have 20 of these. But yeah, Stranger in Fiction, that, yeah, I enjoyed that one. That's a really good one. But yeah, no, I'm sorry if I guess I also did not give a definitive answer of the best Sherlock Holmes. To be honest, I do not know. Not that I don't think I don't know. It's just like, there's so many really good adaptations of it. And, yeah, no, for the life of me, The Angry Martian. Hey, HH, this is a movie just for you. The Angry Martian. There you go. You had a Martian with some punk rockers. Everything the 80s. The best Sherlock is Snoopy. Snoopy played Sherlock Holmes? Okay, that may be some Peanuts lore I don't know. Yeah, that's probably the best Sherlock is Wishbone. Oh, Wishbone is solid. So I'm not gonna lie, I've never watched. Oh my god. I've never watched any of the Wishbone movies. I know who Wishbone is, but I've never watched any of the Wishbone movies. I don't even know where to start. Like, where do you start with, like, because I'm pretty sure he has like a whole slew of films. It's a show, not a movie. Oh, okay. Well, that goes to show just how stupid I am too. That I did not know. See, I don't know these things, but you know what? We learn. We learn. We learn about the movies that made you, which is actually a really good Netflix series. Every now and then I go back there and I rewatch the Halloween and the Home Alone episode, either episode 1 or with this or with the story you enjoy. But like, what is Wishbone? Is he just a dog? Like, is that all that he just is? He's just a dog? Like, is there something more to it, or? Just a dog, sir. He is Wishbone. That doesn't answer. He's a dog who retold classic stories for kids on people's. Okay. So he was used as a marketing ploy to get children to, I guess, watch classic literature. Like that's his be all end all goal. Cancel Gothic, justice for Wishbone? Oh my god. You're gonna have justice for a dog that's been dead for probably how many years? The Urban Comedian. I figured that's a comedy. I hope it is. Canceled. What am I getting canceled for? Okay, I was like, please don't break that. The Duck Detective. And the Missing Witch. Okay. God, people, turn your porn in on time. He lives forever in our hearts and minds, you heathen. Oh my lord. Alright, I guess today's the stream where Gothic actually gets attacked for having very strong views against a dog in a movie. I love my dogs, but like the biscuit's first love. Oh my god. Sir, what do you need? Pimple face. Okay. Let me put this up.
Oh.
Do you have an old movie? Right. Here. Watch a kids movie, even if you don't have fucking kids. Just get out of my face. New releases. Bro, there's a whole bloody sign here. Oh my god.
Oh.
Today is definitely the day that I'm really feeling the rental fatigue. People are like, where are the new releases? Like, I don't know. Have you tried looking at the sign? It's not about your strong views. It's about your wrong views. Oh my lord. Well, you know what? I've already been crucified enough today whenever I was telling a friend that I still do believe that Silent Hill 2 is an overrated someone broke my porn. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 is a overrated horror video game that actually isn't all that great. What, like, did it push boundaries? Yes, it did. But, like, I think that there's been other games that are just far more better. And I know saying that will fucking kick the hornet's nest. But, you know what? I'm gonna stick to my guns as HH probably would. And yeah, like, I'm gonna stick with that. We all know you prefer Silent Hill movie. No, I didn't say that. Silent Hill 1's not all that bad. Silent Hill 2? Return to Silent Hill, you can't give me enough alcohol for me to ingest to live through that film again. It was a miracle I went through that sober. Like, drink responsibly, folks, but holy hell. You want a police movie? There's a new release. Silent Hill 2 is super important, but not the best. Yes. It made waves, but, like, it's not, like... I played better horror games. I played better horror games in the past. Silent Hill 1 is better. Yes, it is much better. I prefer Silent Hill 1, and I will still also prefer Silent Hill 3. Because it wraps up the story of Silent Hill 1. Wow, my store is so bloody quiet. It's like the wrong day and time for the game to, like, hey, like, let's end the song. While Gothic already feels like he's put a target on his back. It's just like how Blair Witch is super important, but a pretty underwhelming movie. Yeah. There's been a couple of other... Like, I still love the suspense of what Blair Witch did, and I love the marketing that they did for it. Oh, hold on. She went to go pick up her copy of Pimple Face.
Oh.
I was about to go buy a whole brand new copy. Like, yeah, like, I think, like, Blair Witch overall has its issues, and definitely has an unsatisfying ending to it. But I also subscribe to that you don't really need a satisfying ending to a movie. Not one that is supposed to be satisfying for, like, the mass majority audience. Let me state that first. But, like, but, yeah, like, I'm actually trying to think how many found footage. There was one I really enjoy. I know I've seen it a handful of times. Maybe it's the 2010 film, but it's like this one dude that apparently he's like I think it's called The Last Exorcist, but apparently he's like been outed as like a fraud, and so he's supposedly like tackling like an actual girl that's being possessed, and finds out that like I think like the farmhand and I guess like the people of the town are all like cult members or something like that. Like it's been a while since I've seen it, so that's why like I'm very vague on the description. But Last Exorcism, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good fun. The ending of it was very what the hell, but I thought it was actually a really good, fun, decent film. Oh wow, you finally came to pick up your movie, sir.
Ooh.
I'll say you better not shove those tapes. I'd have lost my shit.
Oh.
I can give you a list of found footage. Send them over. I sat there and saw that you sent me a TikTok, but I didn't check it out because I don't know what's on there, and I don't have TikTok anymore. So the only way that I can actually watch TikToks you send is through Discord. So I've thought about maybe making a new TikTok account for like private stuff, like only have like friends like, you know, on there so they can all send me the TikToks, because my sis will send me a couple, or she'll just tell me about some of the TikToks she sees.
Oh.
And so it'd be so much better if you had an account that I could just send these to you. And I was like, I'm sorry, but my sis used to send me like almost like 20 a day. I was like sis, you have a problem. Like, you get off TikTok. I forgot to like rewind the other. Oh my god. Holding time I'm talking. It's like I could have been testing. Work faster. Oh, I also enjoyed Wreck. I saw the American version of Wreck. I saw that first. But, what was it? Was it Quarantine? Yeah, I saw that one. I think I saw that one in theaters. That was a fun film. I still prefer Wreck, though, because, you know, Wreck was the original. Really, sir? You freaking ma'am? What the? These customers, I swear to God. He'd just be stepping all over me. I saw Frankenstein's Army. That was a fun, decent one. It was definitely something different. I will give Frankenstein's Army that. It was something different. There we go. You have Bad Boy and a tic-tac-toe thing on your neck? Bro, what? Friday the 13th tattoos? Oh, are you one of those guys that go every Friday the 13th to get like a little cheap tattoo? You have a heart on your cheek? I'm trying to actually see. Yeah, he does. Oh my lord. Oh dear lord. Marketing is great, but Paranormal Activity 1 holds up better. I think Paranormal Activity 1 does far better than any of the other Paranormal Activity films. I think whenever they started like trying to treat it as one big family thing, a lot of their history got super convoluted. Especially after 3. I think 3 had like a few retcons in it. But that happens. Wait, did I forget? Yes, I believe I forgot to see the tape guy yesterday. Rats. VHS player. Man, why are you guys coming super late at night? That's super shady.
Ah.
No one rents a VHS player like during the day. It's always at night. Oh my god. I thought I stretched actually very well. I did not.
Hey.
Alright, well, I guess while they're doing it, I should just go and do the whole refills. I keep looking at these and saying squirt bombs or sour bombs. That's what they are. Are you serious, Miam? Now I gotta clean that up. Oh my god. Also for like last week's stream where we were talking about doing a potential web series, I have not forgotten that, by the way. I've just been so busy, I've not really had the time to sit down and like actually write. But check out the last live stream that we did where we were discussing when we were discussing said project. We were like also like discussing like a few other things as well. What were they? I do not remember because my brain is soup right now. And soup not good. Oh. My brain definitely feels like soup right now. Okay, I think we got everything. Yeah, we got everything organized. Because we can't end the day on a very unorganized day. We are going to do one more. Now I want soup. What kind of soup? I can't wait for soup season. I want sis to buy some bok choy and some ginger so we can have some bok choy soup. Like we what was it, we put like kind of like the reheatable dumplings or wontons in it, and oh my god, It actually it actually does make for like a really good soup on a cold day. And if you put like a whole damn thing of like one thing of ginger, oh my god. Okay. This woman's like, I want a raise. I was like, all right, take it. Ramen or pho. I wish I could get down with some pho. Ramen, I can. I just always thought that ramen and pho were the same things. Please don't go after me. I know it's not the same thing, but barren and full. But yeah, no. I would like some ramen too. I know after stream I have some enchiladas, some beef enchiladas waiting for me. I cannot wait to bite into. Canceled again. What am I being canceled for? What did I do?
Oh.
Wow. Oh.
Ma'am, get your ass back here. Ah, fuck. I'm close enough. What am I getting canceled for? What did I do? Do not know why she put all of my romance movies off over here. I thought those were cheeks I was looking at there for a moment. I was like, what are those? Hopefully I will do a stream back at probably like later, maybe in October, when the new update for this game actually does come out. I actually should have mentioned this a lot sooner. So I think it's the next Monday stream, like not next week, but the following Monday stream. I believe that what is it? I believe that'll be for Halloween, the video game. Thought pho was ramen. Oh, well, I thought it was. It was just like different noodles, obviously. You know, I figured that like it was just like it was like a different style of noodles. Like it's not normal ramen noodles. I just thought it was just noodle based different. Otherwise, it's just soup. But oh my god. Adam's gonna message me later. He's like, I'm so disappointed in you, like a father is disappointed in his kid. I actually have to look because I definitely know. I definitely know that there's going to be 1 week. I was going to try to sit there, see if I can do 3 streams a week, but I was like, no. I do not want to. I do not want to risk burning myself out on live streaming because I've fallen back in love with live streaming, and I like to sit there and stick to my regular routine schedule. But I have been watching a lot of the live streams that they've done for the game, and I cannot wait. You want a bad action movie? Here's the Blaze book writer.
Ooh.
At least you know. Yeah, I know now. Like, it took all of my friends from film school to be so disappointed in me. And then whenever we did go to the pho restaurant, they were like, "Oh, Gothic finally gets to have pho," and I would go there and I would order, just to piss them off, I would order chicken strips. Like, you gotta eat chicken strips? And they're like, yeah. I was like, I'll take some of those. And they're like, you? It's like, we took you here. You said you were gonna have this. And now you lie to us? And I was like, I'm doing it just to piss you off. Because I know it pisses you off. And eventually they stopped taking me. Because they're like, you embarrass us. Anytime that we go and you're gonna order chicken strips. Oh my god. It's great. It's great. I'm such a great friend. Hold on, sir. Send you a list on Discord. Thank you so much. I need to actually, I need to pull up my calendar for Halloween. So, yeah, so Halloween will launch for me because, what the hell? I thought I cut it. Oh, I guess I didn't. Halloween launches for me on the 8th. So I will not be streaming on Labor Day Monday for September, but I will be streaming on a Tuesday. So that's like gonna be like the only odd streaming day that I have. Oh my god. But yeah, if you guys get used to like seeing me live on Mondays, just that 1 week, I am going to be live on a Tuesday because that is the release window for the rest of us to get Halloween the video game. I am thinking about making a extra special Halloween video where I do the story mode. So in September, my YouTube member guys, you guys will actually get the story stuff, the story mode stuff like later in the month before I drop it. So probably like the only time that I'll actually drop video game content as like actual content, but like I really do believe date night with my bear. Okay. I do not believe in date night with my bear. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I don't know. I really love the game. I love Halloween, even though, yes, I do kind of shit on it from time to time, but it's because I actually care about the whole franchise. But, yeah, no. I really want this game to succeed. Even though Gun Media has had some, questionable things with how Friday the 13th went, but I also don't fully blame them for that because, again, that's not their fault that Sean Cunningham and all them fought over the rights, and that game was gone. And I actually really enjoyed that game. I didn't get a chance to play Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think Killer Clowns is still functional. You want an old adult film. Interesting. We all know what her kinks are. Not kink shaming or anything, but... Okay, you want a VHS player. Oh, perfect timing.
Oh.
Right. Give him my 20 bucks. Also note there's a lot I haven't seen, and I have like 15 to watch still. Oh, on that list? Okie dokie. But yeah, like I don't know if I'll post like any of the short stuff for Halloween on YouTube, but I definitely know I will be posting them on Instagram. I'll try to post as much as I can on Instagram. But if you guys are interested in seeing me post video game stuff, because I don't really count like my talk on writing while I was gaming as gaming content, but if you guys are interested in seeing that, then I'll think about posting it on here. Oh my god, the romance section's been eviscerated. People love their romance. Is today still that romance day? No, that was yesterday. Yeah. I still love this game so much, and I feel bad that, you know, I'm probably not going to stream it again for like a long time. Probably not until November, or late October. But you know what? I had a thought and it slipped. That happens a lot. I still love this game. I still love this game. Even though I won't be streaming it much often. But I do feel like this is kind of like an easy game for me to play. Where I talk about movies. Because it's like, I mean, it's right here. All the movies are here. Even if they are parodies. Huh? Let's see. We're gonna refill everything. I just want to get these people out of my store so I can go eat. Oh my god. But yeah, no. Friday, I will find... Friday, I am going to try to sit there. I'm going to try to find something maybe like a little bit different to talk about film-wise. I kind of feel like also, too, I could use this as a really good... a really good segue to like cover like other films, sit there and see what you guys think of them. And I really need to buy more adult films. I gotta like just fill up that whole section back there. Yay! I think we cleaned out everything. Yeah. So, let me fix this. We're gonna go through the whole shop again. Make sure everything is organized. We just restocked those and all those. We restocked that. There's no other films here on the bonus rack. Oh. Wow, man. The Christmas stuff looks like Swiss cheese. Alright. Horror looks good. Sci-fi. Fantasy. Romance just got eviscerated. Alright. Yeah. I think we got it. We did it. Friday, we're going to talk about V. Or I think some people call it Vi. We're going to talk about that for the opening next week. Or this coming Friday. We're going to talk about that. Before we jump into the executive, which you see here, we were able to sit there and sell VHS films and everything. This Friday, we're going to be making the films. So, I'll try to sit there and see if maybe I can try to play this game offline and try to get us the fall. And yeah, we'll do that. We'll try to get the fall and yeah, we'll try to get us the fall, and so maybe when we play in November, we can go through all the fall through that. Thank you guys again so much for being here. You guys are awesome. I love that every time that I pop up, you guys are here to either scrutinize my hot takes on films, or you know, we actually really do have the really good conversations like earlier with the Backrooms. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you guys again Friday. Already gave you guys the whole spiel on what's gonna be going on Friday. And then yeah, I will be doing a full movie talk. It'll probably be shorter. Probably about like 30 minutes, but I'll do like an hour and a half like movie talk and everything. And I'll find we gotta start building a we gotta start building a horror movie marathon for October. So I figure, you know what, last day of October or last day of August. I really want October to be here, you can tell. Yeah, last month or last day of this month and everything. I want to sit there. I want to build a marathon. So that's what we're going to sit there and we're going to do. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week and see ya. Bye-bye.